Rabin here from Cultural Caravan TV here at the main stage of the Green Festival at the Jacob Javits Convention Center. And we're at one of the wonderful panel discussions that are about to start with
Yaf.
Yaf. Thank you. Welcome to Cultural Caravan TV.
Thank you.
Just wanted to know, what brought you here today to the Green Festival?
Well, actually, I'm here to support my husband who's exhibiting at the show, and also just being able to listen to a lot of amazing speakers today.
What has the highlights been for you so far at the conference?
Oh, wow. All the local businesses that have been compiled here, and also listening to John Perkins and Amy Goodman, and looking forward to hearing Russell Simmons speak today. Just been amazing.
How do you go green in your own life? Like, we hear a lot about going green, but we don't always say a lot of people of color like at the forefront of that. How do you go green yourself?
Oh, okay. Well, lately I've been trying really to move away from a lot of chemicals, so I've been learning more and more about how to have, soaps that are good, natural. I've been eating a lot of organic and just taking it step at a time. But I think educating myself in a festival like this is going to add a lot.
Surely will. Well, we hope that you enjoy the rest of the festival. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, it's Rabin here at the Green Festival at the New York City Jacob Javits Center, and we are at the food court, but just not any, the organic food court at Nyota's Thing. And right here, we're here with Nyota. Welcome to the Culture Caravan.
Oh, thank you. Welcome to the Green Festival.
Yes, this is awesome, and I'm noticing that you have a long line of people lining up for your food. Tell us about your business. Like, how did it begin? What was the concept?
Okay, well, Nyota's Team, we started in 1978. And at that point, it was because I had changed my diet, and I thought it was just a wonderful thing, and I wanted to share my experience with everyone else. So I started making dishes. When I first would talk about vegetarianism, people were just like, so I had to make stuff that people were interested in, because I came from a Caribbean and Southern background, and they were like, nah, the texture, the taste. So that's what I gave them. I started working on things that look like meat, taste like meat, but wasn't meat, to get people's interests up. So basically, I call that my transitional diet. And then as time went on and things became more known and more accessible, because in the beginning, I used to have to make everything from scratch. Now you can go into Chinatown or to a Caribbean or a Korean store and purchase almost anything. But I still like to make a lot of stuff. So now, since people are more conscious about diet and veganism, so we start doing a lot more live dishes. And then people always just come up and say, what does that mean?
Yes, please break that down, because you use a couple of phrases, vegetarian, vegan, live. Like, what's the difference? How do we navigate, and what does that all mean? And
well, as a vegan, you don't eat any animal products or byproducts.
Okay.
As a vegetarian, when I became a vegetarian, I was a vegan. So I thought it meant the same thing, but I have definitely learned some people use dairy. Some people eat fish and say they still a vegetarian because they didn't eat any meat. But as a vegan, it's strictly no animal products or byproducts.
Okay, so that means okay, what? So I want to be vegan. I want to eat eggs. Am I a vegan?
No.
Okay. I'm eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, but I eat chicken.
No.
Okay. What about honey? Is it like nothing from an animal whatsoever?
Well, they used to say no honey either. To be a vegan, you don't consume honey either.
Okay, so nothing from an animal. If you're a vegan, there's no eggs, no honey, nothing that comes, no dairy, because milk comes from an animal too.
You knew this. Of course, you got it. That's what it is to be a vegan.
See, but I need the expert to clarify for it, so Nyota is the one to ask. So what is the deal with the difference between like raw food and live food? Like, what does that mean?
Well, live and raw is basically used interchangeable.
Okay.
It means that the enzymes in the food has not been killed, so no heat has been applied to the dishes. So therefore, the enzymes are still alive. And it's the enzymes in the food that keep you healthy, keep your system running. So, because usually when you eat food that's cooked, there's some people say, well, you're eating dead food. Because really, that which you really eat for the nourishment, that enzyme that you want for your body is already killed because it dies at certain temperatures. So that's what live and raw means.
What about microwaving? We can't do that either?
Girl, I don't know nothing about a microwave. When I first heard that you could stand down the block and measure the waves coming from somebody's house, I was like, I know I don't do this. I never used a microwave, and after hearing that, I never will.
Okay, and I'm sure after hearing that from you, a lot of our viewers never will either. Well, thank you so much on behalf of Cultural Caravan and our viewers. We wish you the best of luck with your business and can't wait to sample more of your cuisine. Hi, we're here with Carl, aka Mr. Ellie Pooh of Ellie Pooh's Elephant Dung Paper. Welcome to Cultural Caravan TV, Carl.
Hi, Remain. Welcome, everybody.
Yes, can you tell us a little bit more about this product? I'm a little perplexed. Elephant dung paper?
Mr.Ellie is a new eco-friendly, innovative company, and we're making paper partially out of elephant poo. In Sri Lanka, elephants are getting killed because of agriculture. We want to put fair trade jobs in areas where there's a human-elephant conflict. We want to put these jobs in these areas kind of to create, a sense for the elephant, that the elephant can be more than a threat or a pest. It can be an asset. It can be an economic asset. So we want to push fair trade labor in these areas, making paper that can be used here in the States, and also making little handicrafts, wedding invitations, business cards, stationery for the office, things like that.
But what about people who would ask, elephant dung, like, isn't this going to be like dirty, or am I going to get sick, or germs, or cooties, or is it going to smell?
Well, the pachyderms are very, very cool in a few ways. They have a very poor digestive tract. They're very poor digestive. How would you say? Their assimilation is not that great. I think it's about 15% is actually being used. The rest of it is going to be fiber. So they have a pure vegan diet, and we're taking the poo part. We're getting rid of that, we're washing that away, and we're using the fiber, mixing that with post-consumer paper to give you 100% recycled product.
Sounds like the elephants eat better than we do, vegan food. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the products that you have here that are made of the elephant dung paper?
Sure. We've got all sorts of little notebooks. We got journals, little office gifts. So instead of using Post-its, you'd want to
No
use
smell.
poo paper. That's all right. We get it all the time. All right. So if you want to use notes, keep these by anybody who works at, by a telephone. It works out great. Anywhere from greeting cards. If you look at all of our items, they're all going to be handcrafted. These we're trying to get into the Museum of Natural History at the moment. So if you see these in the museum, make sure you buy them. They're great cards, and every one of our cards is going to be handcrafted from the beginning. So not only is the paper handmade, we're going to have artisans working to make some beautiful products.
Hi, Rabin here with Sharon M. Griffith from NYSERDA. Ms. Griffith, could you tell us what NYSERDA means?
NYSERDA is the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority. We're a state agency.
What does this agency do, and what is your role?
Predominantly, we have programs to help reduce the energy use across the state and promote renewable energy, and we do that in the form of programs where we have programs to help people reduce their energy use in their homes, in their business. We promote solar thermal, wind energy. We have workforce development programs. We kind of run the gamut.
Yeah. How would people who are interested in going green leverage what your organization has to offer?
Well, you just go on our website and look up our different programs, and if you own a home or live in an apartment building or you have a business, then there are audit programs that you can go through to identify where you're losing energy and how to improve the energy efficiency in your home so you're more comfortable, safer, more healthy, and reducing your operating costs.
And do you think that that's a big issue? There's a lot of people in business as well as in housing that might say, well, how much of this should I be concerned with? How does it really affect me?
Personally, in some buildings, you can reduce your energy use on average about 30% based on the type of work that is done. Also, again, for businesses, it reduces their operating costs, so that they have more money keeping, same as residents. If you're spending less money on your electric bills or your gas bills, then you have more money for other things. And there are a lot of people are always in need of replacing appliances or heating systems or things like that. And we promote the Energy Star label because those things that have the Energy Star label are more efficient than those that don't. We also promote compact fluorescent light bulbs, which is the easiest way to save energy. If you just save If you just replace all the incandescent light bulbs with compact fluorescent light bulbs, you can save about approximately over $100 on your Con Ed bill.
We're here with Eileen from Solar LED Innovations. Welcome to Cultural Caravan TV, Eileen.
Hi, how are you doing, Ruby?
Very good. Please tell us about your products, particularly your survival kit.
Oh, the survival kit will get you every place. We case it in a gun case. It is a base that has 2 AA batteries in it. It has a solar panel on it to charge the batteries. We have a solar gooseneck light, 10 LEDs, that's our patent. 7 LED flashlight head, solar charger kit for phones, a keychain light, and also batteries, backup batteries, and filters for the 10 LED light. This is a light you want to put in, or a case you want to put in a ditch bag for an emergency. The charge will stay on this. After a year, you'll have maybe 20% decharging on the batteries, but it will be at the ready. The LEDs are bright. They are 100,000 hours, so pretty much lasts the life of us, actually.
We're here with Eric from Drinkable Air. Eric, welcome to Cultural Caravan TV.
Thank you very much, Rabin.
Thank you. Drinkable Air, what's that about?
Well, basically, everybody knows that we have a problem with dirty water or a shortage of water in an awful lot of places. And what Drinkable Air does, it takes the humidity from the atmosphere and processes it into really great ozonated water.
Ozonated water? What do you mean by that?
Okay, ozonated water is water that has ozone in it, and the purpose of the ozone is that it kills any microorganisms that could be bad for you. Basically what this machine is if you took a dehumidifier and sent it to Gold's Gym and made it really strong and really effective and then brought it home and had it turning out water, this is what you would get.
Well, you know what? Maybe you can go into that first, because a lot of people think that they're doing a good thing just by having a humidifier. So what does this product offer the consumer in terms of going green or health that a regular humidifier does not?
Okay, it's a dehumidifier, not a humidifier.
I'm sorry, dehumidifier. Sorry about that.
Difference. Okay, step number 1 in our process is an electrostatic HEPA filter. That's here on the back, and that removes all sorts of particulate matter from the air. Now, if you have somebody in the family who, let's say, has asthma or other respiratory problems, that's the benefit right there. Okay, after it gets through the electrostatic HEPA filter, removing all the physical dirt, it then goes to a cooling coil coated with a proprietary FDA-approved coating. And that FDA-approved coating allows us to get drinkable water out of the air. And then after it is extracted, basically it's the same process that if you were sitting in the summer with a cold drink next to you and you saw beads of water on the side of a glass. That is exactly what happens. We lower the temperature to the dew point and we collect the dew and we process it.
Okay, so you're telling me that people can use this machine to get water without having water, like meaning they can just sit it there and it will just draw water from the air and purify it?
Yes. What it does is this machine is our smallest unit and it will pull approximately 8 gallons of water per day from the machine in the summer. You know, and that water, after it gets extracted from the air, goes through a filtration process, goes to a little tank, a 7-gallon tank, and the water gets treated with ozone to kill anything growing in it. And every 22 minutes, it then gets recirculated through the system to make sure that the system stays clean. And if you draw water off at the tap, that is clean, ozonated water. And by the time it reaches you, the ozone has broken down, so it's really water with a lot of air in it, and it tastes very alive.
Wow, really? I'm sure there's a lot of people who could probably save some money off of just buying big vats of bottled water off of this. Thank you so much for the information, and we wish you the best of luck with this product. We hope everybody can benefit from it.
Thank you very much, Rabin.
We're here with Duane Lee from the Horticultural Society of New York. Duane, welcome to Cultural Caravan TV.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me here.
Yes, you said some very powerful things about the communities and how they can go green. But first, can you tell us a little bit more about your organization and what you do with it?
Sure. I work for the Horticultural Society of New York, which is a 110-year-old organization whose core mission is to just reinforce the connection between people and the natural world, especially around plants. And, you know, all these sort of tremendous things that benefits that they bring to our lives. So that's their core mission, and that in this day and age has been extrapolated in a number of different ways and along a number of different programs. Some of the most notable is the Greenhouse program, which is a horticultural therapy program housed on Rikers Island. And what we do there is we actually have inmates at Rikers Island who are trained in horticultural therapy, who are trained in agriculture, who are trained in botany as a way of achieving rehabilitation. The program that I work with on the outside is called the Green Team, and what I do is to create curriculum that basically now gives people who either come from the Greenhouse program or who refer to us from other sources actual vocational skills so that we can put them to work in this emerging green economy or in the green industrial sector, specifically around jobs that are not so much energy related, but around jobs that are related to using, I should say, horticultural technologies, which is a word that I like to use. We're creating what we call green infrastructure technicians. And green infrastructure is a word that has been coined by the EPA that basically talks about using mostly vegetative technologies to manage stormwater in the urban environment.
And I mean, it seems as if all of these things are things obviously that you're well versed in, but is it safe to say that most people in the communities that are most needy about it don't really know about these things?
Absolutely, absolutely. Part of what I do is, as I was saying before on the panel, is trying to connect communities that I work with, and the communities I work with are the communities that reflect who I am, communities of color, folks with extreme barriers to employment, either been incarcerated or just haven't been educated, or any of a number of different barriers to employment. And part of what I do is to make this information that comes off on the surface as being really technical or inaccessible or only being something that certain people can do, and making this information accessible to people from these communities so that they can find employment as green roof installers or as landscapers, and eventually, to provide the support for them to even become entrepreneurs and to have their own businesses and, bring all these sorts of resources back to their own communities. So absolutely, there is a dearth of access to information about these things in communities of color and the communities that I work with, absolutely. But a large part of what I do is connecting these meta events, such as global warming and climate change, to the everyday reality of people who are struggling to pay their rent or put food on the table, and to sort of help them find out where in that equation they fit. How can I make decisions in my own personal life, incorporate these things in my personal life so that I serve the greater good, but also manage to keep food on the table for my family?
And we're here with Kelly. How are you?
Hi, I'm well, thank you. Happy Earth Day.
Yes, happy Earth Day. You've been here at this festival for a little while now. What are your impressions?
Overall, I think it's a beautiful initiative. I'm very happy to be a part of it. I actually was here yesterday as well. I really think that it's a good initiative, again, that I hope will take steam and really become a national platform in multiple cities. I know that this is the first time it's been in New York. I'm from Philadelphia, so I traveled from Philly just to be here for the festival, because I really am a huge proponent of sustainability, eco-friendly, measures. And I'm in sustainable fashion, so I wanted to see some of the different, fair trade and sustainable developments and innovation that would be talked about at the festival this weekend.
So it seems like you were definitely on a mission coming all the way from Philly here. So do you feel like you found what you were looking for?
As far as the panel discussions, I was very happy with them. I was very pleased with the selections. I learned a lot about how to integrate sustainable practices into your actual business initiatives. I learned a lot about different fair trade practices that are being implemented all over the world, and how there's a lack of regulation here in the United States. And so it was brought to the forefront. So it makes you think, like, this is about being conscious and being aware not only of, you know, things that you can do personally, but also about what you can do on a global scale as well, from, you know, economic standpoint for sustainability to health, because there's a lot of wellness booths here. So it was really good to learn about the different types of foods, from raw foods to vegetarian to vegan, as well as environmental, of course, with different sustainable fabrics that I've, you know, learned about. I am a little dismayed that there wasn't a lot of people of color here as far as representation within the vending, within contributions on the panels. I thought were pretty good, but as far as being able to promote a product or being able to speak on a specific subject with regards to people of color, I thought that there was a little bit of it was a miss. It was ran a miss. So I would like to be able to be a part of the next festival, even bring it to Philadelphia, and to be able to, you know, bridge that gap as far as, you know, people of color with regards to eco-friendly and sustainable initiatives. I feel like there's a huge representation of us, but it's just not really that visible.
Well, maybe, being that this is the first one here in New York City, maybe they'll hear this, see you, and they'll take your words, Kelly, and actually run with it. And we'll see more people of color the next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Leslie Uggams, and you're watching Cultural Caravan TV. It's the best.